Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of our beloved Imam, Mubarak name of Hazir Imam, Nur Maulana Shah Karim al-Hussaini Hazir Imam, with the Tawfiq, Ta'id, Himmat and Yari, because without his blessing, none of this will be possible. Today we're going to start with two Faramin and one ayat, so we can understand the importance of the knowledge in our tariqah. We all remember Imam Shah, may our soul be sacrificed to that Imam. Darja tarakki karengi. The soul with true knowledge will increase ranks step by step. And she will read that for you. Go ahead and read.
The reference for this Farman is Dar es Salaam, September 29th, 1899.
Then comes the time of Imam Shah Karim al-Hussaini. Yes. Noor ke kareeb aa jaye. Come closer and closer to the Noor of the Imam, or shorten the length and come close to the Noor of Imam. And in Quran, it talks about how souls. I will ask her to go ahead and read ayat.
So I'll read it in chapter 7, verse 4. जो उरूज के जीनों का मालिक है, उसके एक ऐसे दिन में जिसका 50,000 साल है.
It starts with, okay, he is the Malik of.
English में पढ़ो.
जी, पढ़े.
70/4, Yusuf Ali. The angels and the Spirit ascend unto him in a day, the measure whereof is 50,000 years.
ये क्या वर्ड है? राफी दर्जात. और दर्जात को बोलने वाला है
ज़िलमारिज. ज़िलमारिज जो है वो पार्ट ऑफ 3 है एक्चुअली. ज़िलमारिज उस खुदा की तरफ से है जो उरूज के जीनों का मालिक.
हाँ, ये वाला वर्ड इसका अरबिक
ज़िलमारिज.
ज़िलमारिज. खुदावंद ताला जीनो, यानी कि he increases your ranks, and he is the qadir mutlaq, meaning he has qudrat over that how he will increase your rank. Now look at the Sultan Muhammad Shah's Farman. He is saying the souls that will increase in the ranks are the souls with the knowledge. Hazrat Imam is saying that come closer to me step by step or link by link. And in Quran it says, he is the one who will increase your ranks, and it may take 50,000 years. So how do we understand these three references? Remember, Faramins are not easy to understand unless you have the true knowledge of the Imam, so you may understand the Faramin. Quran is not easy to understand unless you have again the true knowledge of the Imam, so you may reflect and ponder on the ayat. The knowledge of our tariqah, the importance of the knowledge of our tariqah, it is so important that if we do not understand our tariqah, but we are following either as a blind faith or either as a culture and a family. Just because we are born as an Ismaili, we just follow it. Because that's what our family does, that's what our friend does, and it is culturally fitting. It's convenience to follow what you have in front of you without having the complete and true knowledge of it. But Imam has emphasized again and again the part of the intellect, or the intellect that plays the part in our tariqah. Without the understanding of our tariqah, when we follow it, we do benefit, but not as much as we could benefit. But once you have the know-how, once you have the true knowledge, then every single thing you do, it multiplies. The benefits multiplies because you are understanding everything you are doing. And the examples that we had given in the previous classes are as small as having a shoes company and service of shoes company. No, something that we normally don't even think about when we go to Jamaatana. Or saying Hazinda as we enter in the Jamaatana. Something we do it automatically, mechanically, without giving any second thought. Think about it. When you enter the Jamaatana and say, Hazinda, do you truly believe that Imam is not only alive, but he is present in Jamaatana? That's a challenge to our mind and ourselves. Do we truly believe that? Or are we just saying it? How do we gauge that? How do we test that on ourselves? Once we enter the Jamaatana, and let's say that you truly believe the Imam is present, or you see the Imam in Jamaatana, how would you behave compared to today when we enter the Jamaatana? Your body language, your sitting in Jamaatana, your paying attention in Jamaatana will change completely. It would not be the way we do today. And how do we get to that point? With the understanding of our tariqah. Once we understand our tariqah, then we will understand what does Hazinda means, and then tomorrow or the next time when we enter the Jamaatana, our look and feel would be different than how it was yesterday. Same thing goes for dua. When we recite the dua, and if we would understand the meaning of the dua, I'm not talking about the translation of the dua. If we would understand the meaning of the dua, and then when we sit for the dua, our mind and our heart will have a different thought and different happiness as we are reciting the dua. And you may feel a tear or two in your eyes, because that is a conversation between you and the Imam in those 4, 5, 6 minutes. If we had the opportunity to talk to the Imam when he comes for the dua, what would be your feeling? You will get that in Jamaatana every single day or twice a day. And that's what we should be looking for, because we are taking the effort, we are taking the time out, and we truly wanted to go to Jamaatana every day. Why not take the benefit, 100% of the benefit from that journey that we have every day or twice a day? And where that would come from? From the knowledge, because we would understand. Come back to this Brahmins. Someone can ask quickly that if Imam is saying that the soul with the knowledge will increase their rank step by step. Does that mean the soul without the knowledge will not increase in the ranks? That would be a good question. Meaning a person without the knowledge, without using the intellect as per Imam's Farman, going to Jamaatana, doing all he or she needs to do. Only thing they are doing is following the Shariat. And Shariat is the Farad, and Farad is the Karad. Meaning you have to do that as an Ismaili. What are you doing extraordinary for the Imam of the time? What are you doing for your Mullah? Have you taken effort as per Imam's Farman to understand your tariqah? If not, then you are there. And remember, as an Ismaili, as the follower of the Imam, we are already in Imam's Jannat. But that's where you wanted to stay, or do you want to increase even further? Or do you want to go closer to the Imam? Or are you happy with where you are today? Let's say the example that we have used earlier, that there was a building, 100-floor building, and Imam is on the top floor. You have entered the building, so you can say, I'm in the same building as the Imam. The building is the example of Imam's Jannat. You can say, yes, I am in Imam's Jannat, but you are on the first floor, on the first step. Is that where you want to be? Or do you want to get closer and closer to the Nur of Imam? What floor do you want it to be? How close do you want it to be to the Imam or to the Nur of Imam? That's where the question is. And as we increase our knowledge of it, the faster this journey will be to get closer to Him. Because remember, it is all about getting closer to the Nur of the Imam. If we learn everything, and if we do all the ibadah, but our mind and our thought or our goal was never to get closer to Him, then what is the use? Someone does ibadah for 40, 50, 60 years and never get closer to the Nur of Imam, then what is the use? And someone can learn everything about our tariqah but never get close to the Nur of Imam, then what is the use? So you notice I keep talking about two things. Having the true knowledge and then having the ibadat in your corner. Because if you have all the knowledge and no ibadat, or all the ibadat and no knowledge, it would not work. You need both to get there easier and faster.
Why? Why would it work?
I'm sorry?
Why wouldn't it work?
Why would it not work? Have you ever seen a canoe? Have anybody rides canoe? वो चप्पू चलाते हैं ना? अगर एक चप्पू होगा इल्म का, so you will go. What would happen to the boat? वो गोल गोल घूमेंगी. You will not go any further. It will be right there. So you have one of the chappu of ilm and the ibadat. Now you are rowing. You will go further. You need both. Ilm or amal साथ साथ में चलता है. Let's say someone says, okay, I'm going to go and do a PhD and I'm going to become a doctor. Three things can happen. he or she can go all the way to the university and go through all the 8 years of classes and never take the exams. She is a full-fledged doctor because she has all the knowledge. What does she not have? A passing grade, saying that everything you know is correct and you are qualified to be a doctor. Let's say he or she does go through the exam and get the certificate. Now still she is a full-fledged doctor. Her knowledge doesn't change between the time of the exam and before the time of the exam. Only thing changed was the certificate. Now she got the certificate, but she never practiced the medicine. She is a doctor, yeah. She has all the knowledge, yes. But she never practiced. So there is no benefit of it. Same thing in the ilm and amal. Let's say you have all this knowledge, but you never practice. There's no use. Or you start practicing doctor while you're going to the college. Because you have all the knowledge, you have not taken the exam, you don't have a certification. There's no board certification telling you that you are legally a doctor. You have all the knowledge. You know exactly what medicine will work. So you're doing all your ibadat, but it still doesn't work. So you need both at the same time so you can increase your ranks. तो आपने देखा कि ये तीनों बातें जो थी, यानी कि सुल्तान बादशाह का फरमान, हाजिर इमाम का फरमान और कुरान की बात, एक चीज जो डिफरेंट थी इन द कुरान, इट टॉक्स अबाउट 50,000 years. इमाम के फरमान में वी डिड नॉट हियर दैट. सुल्तान बादशाह के फरमान में वी डिड नॉट हियर दैट. बट इन कुरान से इट्स 50,000 years. Right? Okay. If a person says, I'm going to just do the ibadat, or a person who says, I'm going to just take the knowledge, but never practice the other, a soul takes about 50,000 years to go back to his origin. What is the origin? To be one with the Imam. Eventually, the soul does get back to Imam, because that is a cycle and that is the journey for a soul to come down from the Imam and go back to the Imam. 50,000 years. But ilm wala hoga, someone who has the knowledge, what he would do? He will take the elevator in the 100-floor building. He will not be climbing those stairs step by step. What he would do? He will take the elevator. And he will try to reach to the top as fast as possible within one lifetime. Within one lifetime. Choice is ours. Nobody can force you to get there in one lifetime. And be sure, eventually, in 50,000 years, you will get there. Now it is up on individual person to say, no, I'm now going to walk 100 floors. I'm going to take the elevator. Or we don't have to do anything. And eventually we will get to the nur of the Imam. Eventually. क्यों? हमारे पीछे somebody would have to say a lot of salawat. So every time they would say, let's say 100 salawat, we will get one. Then they will say 100 more salawat, we will get one again. And that's how long it would take, about 50,000 years. एक एक salawat कर के, यानी कि किसी की सिफारिश, somebody would have to do a lot of sifarish for us, so we may get to that point. Or we can put some effort into it and get where we need to go on our own, and don't wait for somebody else to do the salawat for us. And that is Imam's wish, right? Chandas ka framana dekho, कि when you come over here and you recite the salawat, and Imam says what? I don't want any of my murids to die sinful. He wants us to get to Him as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. Look at all the Betukar Farami. Do you wish to come over here? Do you want it to be here? It is up to you to say, yes, Mullah, I want it to be closer to you, and then we go to Betul Khia. Because Ismi Azam, or the ball, is that key to the elevator that we can use to get to Him faster. Ismi Azam has a two-tier understanding. On one side, Ismi Azam helps us in our ibadat. But if you understand the Ismi Azam, the word itself, in Ismi Azam there is a lot of knowledge. Lot of knowledge. And if you look at the Quran closely, you will see that Adam was given the knowledge of all things. And what he was given? Ismi Azam. He was given the knowledge of all things, and then he was given the Ismi Azam. So how did he get knowledge of all things? Through Ismi Azam. So when Imam wanted to give you something, the knowledge, directly to you, and so he does what? He gives you Ismi Azam. Now, if you don't know how to use Ismi Azam, think of a key, you don't know which door is going to fit. What does that key would do for you? Nothing. You don't even know कि ये चाबी को कहाँ use करना है मुझे. Without the knowledge, you may have the key to the door, but you don't know where the door is or which door this key will fit. With the knowledge and with the Ismi Azam, a mu'min can go further, much, much faster. And Imam in his own Faramin, if you listen to it closely, says, it may take you lifetime, but then Imam says, it may happen the very first time or second time or third time you decide. How prepared are you within yourself? That's how fast you will get there. How prepared you are. Another question that normally people ask at this point when I talk about 1, 2, 3 days. So am I saying, okay, if you recite the Ismi Azam for, let's say, 1 day or 3 days, 40 days, whatever number you want to put in, then you will have the Noor and you are done? No. Remember the journey. So what happens when you have your first sighting, your first Noor? That's your first happiness, your first spark of the light. So now what do you do with that spark of the light? Let's come to the Farman again. So Imam Shah says, this Noor that I have given you, make sure that you do not let it go out. Or the word Imam Shah used in Gujarati, कि इसको आने पारी पोसी ने मोटू कर जो, इसको पाल पोस के बड़ा करना. Take care of it as a child. Groom it and grow it. तो आपने देखा कि नूर को जब हमको पहली मर्तबा मिलता है वो स्पार्क की तरह होता है. Just a small spark. We have to make sure कि वो बुझ ना जाए. उसको प्रोटेक्ट करना होता है. वापस आए इमाम के फरमान में. When you get that, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. क्यों? कि एक जो अंडा होता है उसको अगर आप छोड़ देंगे तो वो टूट जाएगा, कभी भी चिक नहीं बनेगा, कभी भी उसमें मुर्गी नहीं निकलेंगी. So protect that spark, keep it to yourself, ताकि आप उसको पाल पोस के बड़ा कर सके. क्योंकि ये स्पार्क है, आग नहीं है, पूरा फुल फ्लैश नूर नहीं है अभी तक. अगर आप इसको डिस्पोज कर देंगे, एक्सपोज कर देंगे, हवा लगेंगी, वो बुझ जाएगा. उसको संभाल के रखें. Do we understand all this? इमाम के फरामीन इतने आसान नहीं समझना, लेकिन once you have good knowledge, the true knowledge of our tariqa, then Imam's Faraman are not that hard. You can understand कि Imam क्या फरमा रहे हैं, and then you can follow those faramin, and those faramin can help you get to where you need to go as per Imam's wish. Because truly Imam loves us and he wants us to go and come close to him as fast as possible. He wants that for us. He's praying for us. हमारी तरफ से जो एफर्ट है वो टू टेयर होना चाहिए, अमल, इबादत, ilm, the true knowledge. If we have those two paths, we can go much faster with the understanding. So I think I'm going to stop here and we will move on to our next subject. We had talked about the niyaz. If there was any question, we can talk about it. We had talked about the 7 pillars last week. If you have any question, we can talk about it. Otherwise, we will move on to chata today. Ji.